It's time for Season 5 of Stargate Command, our fan fiction, our explanation in video to Amazon on how damn easy bringing Stargate back would be. Welcome to Sidetrack, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. So if you are following the channel, you'll know that I've been doing these videos, these SGC videos, explaining to Amazon how easy it would be to bring back Stargate. We have the SGC at the core, and then a bunch of series that hang off it. We're already up to Season 5. We've done Season 1, the SGC series, where we hopefully catch up a little bit. We find out a little bit about what's going on in the galaxy 12 years on from SGU ending. And we get to see the new Stargate Command. We find out there's a new civilian leader. We find out that the world knows about the Stargate, and so on and so on. In Series 2, we find out what's going on with the Atlantis. In Season 3, we went off and saved Eli.
And this is my favorite room in the whole ship. This is the Stargate room. Look at that. Isn't it something? Rush figures that this gate predates all the others we know of, like a prototype. It's the only way we're ever going to get home.
In Season 4, we got the Ancients prequel. But throughout these 4 seasons so far, we've known about the evil Furlings. Now, I know what you're going to say. Evil Ewoks. Who doesn't want to see that? But in this season, in Season 5, we're going to see a little bit more about what's going on in the wider universe. In the first season of SGC, we got to learn about what's going on Earth. Throughout the rest of the seasons, we would have had hints about what was going on elsewhere. But in this season, I really want to bring it home, and I really want to find out intergalactically what the political and military situation is. Now, I don't really want to have one season or one big episode where we just catch up with everything that's gone on in the 12 years since Stargate's been off. What I want to do is ask questions, answer them, have hints and stuff that intertwine through all of the seasons. But in this season, I really want to find out what's gone on and what the military situation is like. I say, where are the alliances? Where are the enemies? I want to hint that there's been a conflict with the Lucian Alliance, something that we might come back to. I want to hint that there's an alliance with the Jaffa Nation, but that's had problems, and that is something else that, again, later on, we could flash back to. I also want to see the Tolan and have the alliance there that I've already hinted at in other episodes. Now, there aren't many Tolan left, but they were so technologically advanced, they would be a massive asset in this new human alliance that is spreading amongst the stars. Now, this season would actually have sort of a two-pronged thing to it. I want to see an SG team going through the gate. And that's, I think, how the series would start. They go through the gate because we've had a message from the remaining Tok'ra. Not that there would be many of those left either. That there was an unusual energy signature on this distant planet a few months before, around the time of the first series, when we got to see the Furlings appear for the first time. So an SG team goes to investigate, and what they find is a Stargate that is unusual. It is hooked up to a massive power supply. It doesn't look like a normal gate. It's very strange. Now, we will know from the prequel series, Series 4, that this is actually where the Furling, the Banished, were imprisoned. But the SGC are finding that for the first time. So they start the science and they start trying to figure out what's gone on. They can detect a residual radiation. There are lots of markings on the walls. There are lots of warnings about not playing with the Stargate. And there is a history of why the Furlings were imprisoned. So finally, we actually, in the SGC and the Tauri, know what's going on, and that this unusual new enemy really is the Furlings, and that they really are a threat. In the series, though, that would then cut and split between another big event, a launching of the BC-306. Now, in a previous video, Matt, shut up, Matt. He did a video talking about what he envisaged the BC-306 to look like. He called his vessel the Phoenix. He said it would have a wormhole drive and be very exotic. Now, my plan is a little bit more restrained. I think the BC-306 would just be a more conventional evolution of what we've seen already. The BC-304, a bigger BC-305, which I can't wait to see in the new series as well. And then this new BC-306. Now, there's lots of fan art and stuff that I think is great. I'll show a couple here. And something like this, I think, would be fantastic. It would have, obviously, more advanced technology. In the same way that the BC-304 and the Daedalus was a complete revolution compared to the Prometheus, I want to see the same again. This should be a vessel that can take on anything in the galaxy. I want to see some more curved shapes to the design. I want it to be a little less boxy than what we've seen before, and obviously significantly bigger. This really should be a vessel that could go into battle alongside an Asgardian warship and not look out of place. Now, while the BC-306, I would like to call it the Prometheus A, but that's just me. Get in the comments, tell me what you would call it, is on its space trials, it comes across an unusual vessel, a ship they've never seen before. They scan it. They can tell that it's quite a powerful vessel, so they investigate. There is an immediate attack. The Prometheus A is damaged, but has obviously the best shields, the best weapons, and a fight ensues. I would love to see this fight really I want to see one of the great space battles in sci-fi now. I want it to be over 2 or 3 episodes. I want them to be fighting in a nebula, doing repairs. I want strategy. I want them to be fighting at distance, then coming close again. I want them to never really know what the enemy is at first, and them to be running away from it, and then them to have a counterattack. I really want to see like a chess game played out. Now, by the end of that battle, obviously the Prometheus has to survive. Heavily damaged, it makes its way back, or the other vessel leaves and escapes. I'd like to see the Prometheus almost at an edge that it can take out the enemy vessel. It's got to be a 1 kill, but it pulls back, giving the Furlings, hint there, a chance to escape. They realize through the battle that this vessel has ancient technology, or at least technology that looks like ancient technology to them. They also detect ZPMs. Now, we know from, again, the Atlantis series that the Furlings got their hands on some ZPMs. So when the Prometheus returns to the SGC, they have a big conversation, and they realize that this enemy was probably the first engagement with the Furlings, and that the Furlings have already begun constructing new warships. So now we have to ask the question, what are the Furlings actually intending to do? Now, we know from the previous series that the Furlings created the Goa'uld. They were supposed to be a race to look after humanity as all the other great races began to leave or ascend. But the Banished turned them into the Goa'uld we got to know, because this sect of the Furlings believed that actually we didn't need a teacher, we needed a master. We needed somebody to watch over us and to control our numbers, or we would become a cancer that spread throughout the galaxy. So the other species disagreed. They saw the best in us and wanted us to grow and develop and join them as one of the great races. So they banished this sect of the Furlings. But what does the Banished now want? What do they want from us? They're obviously not here to look after us. They're not here to help us. But what is their end game? But we're going to find out that in a later season. That's not for now. I'm just going to say to you now that I would love this to be like 10, 12 episodes per season, and I'd love to see 2 or 3 seasons a year. So by this point, we would be 2 or 3 years into the new Stargate series. Now, I've said to you before, I actually think when they bring back a Stargate series, they should do it sort of Marvel style in phases, and this would be coming up to the end of phase 1. So season 6 would be that finale. It would be the first Avengers movie of the new Stargate series. Could it even be a movie? I really want you guys now to get into the comments and tell me what you want season 6 to look like, or the movie that follows season 5 to look like. Is there going to be a big conflict with the Furlings? And what do the Furlings really want? This is an interactive process here. I do read the comments. I do take your comments on board. So get your imaginations flowing. Get writing. Tell me what you think should happen. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out. And as always, if you enjoy the content and you want to support the channel, hit the join button and become a fully fledged side trekker. As always, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.